And it was like, you get to really just experience what some of these lands can look like. And it's very incredible. Let's say, you know, like the trees, the leaves might be really massive and beautiful, lush, different colors, all these different permutations of different things. And the animals themselves might be like dinosaur size, but very like loving and not going to attack. Or like I spoke about in my book, a more recent experience, because a lot of these kind of get lost in the experience itself, where I just have this experience, this exhilaration, but I come back and I'm like, I touched and spoke to these beings, and that itself made an imprint on my soul. But the ego doesn't come back to kind of register and bring it into memory, where I can like talk about it and remember every single little thing, because there's just been so many over the years. So one of the more recent ones was these extraterrestrial beings, which were very humanoid in appearance. Like what you're going to find very often is they're humanoid type beings, where they have the head and the two arms, they have that pentagram shape that we have, right? The two arms, the two legs. It's just their features are going to be different. Their ears might be bigger, their eyes bigger, nose bigger, smaller, whatever the case. Their heads, sometimes the idea of the elongated heads that we've actually uncovered here on our planet. Ancient astronaut theorists discussing how the extraterrestrials were here at some point in time, and they contacted humans and actually had a role in our development. And like, I believe that, and I will discuss that in some of my future works. Actually, I've been tracing the bouncing ball for a while now of that being the case. Some of them, like I said, these beings that I've encountered, they'll have the strange irregular shaped heads, and that's just part of the evolutionary process, where let's say their brains have developed and they're using more of their intelligence. So obviously their head's bigger, they're using less their limbs, they're using more machines and technological things that they've developed on their planets, which that means that their bodies are not as developed. They got the thinner bodies but bigger heads, right? Which is very common like in this field, but it shows up very often in my lucid dreams. So I've corroborated my experiences in my lucid dreams with everything that's being said now in the ancient astronaut field, which has become a field through the work of Eric von Däniken, Zechariah Sitchin, and a lot of these new guys that have come on the scene, and they've taken that information, developed it further, and I find that very fascinating. And I'll try to stick to just the lucid dream topic for now. And so, you know, one thing that I can tell you folks at home is, if you find yourself in a lucid dream, number one, don't be scared. Nothing to fear in the universe. Everything's love. It's pure love, especially when you are having these experiences. Number one, I've never been attacked or anything like that in these lucid dreams. Every being that I've ever encountered was very positive, only had positive messages. A lot of them like to laugh and have a good time. Joy and laughter is a very prevalent thing in the universe at large, not just our planet. Everybody, they all want to laugh and have a good time, because laughter is an expression of the love energy that connects us all and that transcends time and space. And that's the awakening of the Kundalini, is an awakening of the love energy, which enables us to touch these beings that otherwise we can't touch if we don't have the love in our hearts. And the only way to have the love in our hearts is to have the Kundalini awakening, where it's sustained. There's other ways, of course, to have love in your heart, but I'm saying where it's a sustained experience and you live in this fourth dimension, which is this dimension of energy, of vibration, and you can reach into that fifth dimension and feel that love and connect to these beings on different sides of the universe, whatever your soul desires. Because like I spoke in my last video, your soul is eternal. It's existed for forever, really. That's what I believe, and it's going to exist forever. So death is just a temporary thing where you're severing your connection with your physical body that you're in right now, that you're using to listen to these words and try to use your brain to think, to understand what I'm trying to say. But eventually what I'm saying transcends thinking. It goes into the heart. It goes into the feeling of, and where your soul is. Your soul connects and interacts with the world around you through your heart, whereas your ego interacts with the world around you through your head, your mind. And the ego partakes of duality of this world, whereas the heart only lives in unity, and that unity is love. And so that's why all the ascended masters always say it's all love. Like, it's the love that connects us all, and the awakening of this love energy inside of us. And there's all these amazing transcendental experiences that you guys can have if you awaken this energy. And it doesn't stop there, and it goes on until the rest of your days here on this planet. And it's the most fascinating thing. And really, I implore all of you to, number one, get my book Serpent Rising, the Kundalini Compendium. My book will give you the keys to your ascension, your Kundalini awakening, so that you can awaken this energy within yourself by understanding how it all works, right? That's what I bring to the table, is the science of energy. I can't awaken your Kundalini for you, but I can through my words. I think that that's a lot more reliable source, someone like me who can give you these keys through words, through knowledge, because knowledge is power, and it gives your soul the power, because your soul is the one that activates your Kundalini. You know, a lot of people come to me nowadays asking about Shaktipat, somebody manipulating energy and manipulating the Kundalini, people that claim that they can awaken your Kundalini. And all I can say about that is my experience and my intuitional feeling about that is that these people cannot do any more for you than your soul can do for you. They can make you believe in the experience, and that's what causes the awakening. But